Hi, it's Charles Austin Klein, and I have spent the last 13 months of my life being gang stalked by the Vancouver City Police Department. And it has been a hard year and a bit, 13 months, and it has been challenging, to say the least. At times it felt like the whole neighborhood's after me. At times it felt like I was all alone, and at times it felt like nobody cared. Nobody cared that they were doing this to me, and that they all knew, everybody in the community all knew this was happening, and they all thought it was fine. And that it was okay because I was some criminal, apparently. I've been told that I was being labeled, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I'm not a criminal. I'm not out to take over the world. I'm not here to hurt anybody or steal anything. Have I had to steal things? Yes, I've had to steal things. I've had to steal things because I've needed to eat. Because I've needed to survive. My dog needed to eat. And my dog's now dead, unfortunately, because of all this. And I hate to be so blunt about it, but it is true. My dog did die because of this, and he is no longer with me because of the Vancouver City Police Department and their inability to act accordingly when I filed a complaint against them with the BC Human Rights Tribunal for failure to investigate my sexual assault, or a sexual assault I experienced. It's not mine. I don't want to take ownership of it. And it's a hard video to shoot. I've shot a number of videos about what's happening in Vancouver, and what they're doing in Vancouver it's wrong. It's wrong. It's nothing else I can say about that. It's just wrong. And I can tell there's probably been a mix-up of what's happening, and people don't really know what they're doing, and I know people don't realize that they're involved in human trafficking, and I know it's hard for people to realize that some of these people that they're trying to prowl into basements, if parking lots, are not being caught by people taking them to safety. They think they're taking people that are in dangerous situations and putting them in safety, but sometimes they're not all going to safety. Sometimes they're getting caught by human traffickers, and it's just the way it is. And I was one of the people that was almost caught by human traffickers in this list of people that are going to safety, or I think that there's been a mix of two lists, to be completely honest. I think there's been a list in Vancouver for a long time of criminals that you want out of the city, that you don't care if they get caught by human traffickers because they are bad people and they can't really be held accountable for their crimes, but you know that they need to be held accountable some way, and so this is a way to hold people accountable without legally holding them accountable. And in some ways I understand the need for a list like that, because there's just some people that you can't deal with in traditional legal senses, but there are still people. And hearing what it's like from the people we're not talking about, what those people go through is terrifying. And it would be the same for both the people looking to go for safety and the people that are going and getting set up to go meet with the other people that we're not talking about. And I have to say it like that because I can only fight so many battles. And right now my battle is with the Vancouver City Police Department and the fact that they were targeting me and harassing me and trying to set me up for human trafficking because I filed a complaint with the Human Rights Tribunal against their failure to investigate a sexual assault I experienced, which is a valid complaint. They didn't do any sort of investigative work, like at all, like none, and that is just the way that it is. They could have just owned up to it, taken responsibility for their actions, said we'll make changes, and then nothing would have been done. Then it would have been done. It would have been over with. But instead, they immediately started to target me, surveil me, do the 818 gaslight, do a number of other events, very significant events, like staging an arrest in front of me that was an intimidation tactic. There's so many things that have happened, and I'll document all of them. Like, it's 13 months worth of things that have happened to me because of this. It's not just one event, it's like a lot of different events. And it doesn't just involve the Vancouver City Police Force, it involves other police forces involved. Like, it goes all the way up. they played with me like a toy for like 2 3 months, and they had drones following me, and people were all watching me. They're on their phones and talking about me, and you could tell that they would just watch something that just happened to me, and they'd be talking about it, like on the street, and then you'd see you walk by, and they'd all stop talking, and or you could catch them in the middle. It's like they're talking about like a sitcom that they watched on TV, and they're all watching it in the neighborhood. It was so gross, and you can tell it's happening, and just to know that this whole community of people was just watching this all happen and watch it all unfold and not actually stepping up and doing something, just be like, hey, you can't treat people like this. It doesn't matter if you think he's a criminal or if you think he's not worth it or if you think he's stupid or he's not educated, and that's just how it goes for people that are stupid and uneducated. That's not okay. You can't treat people like that. And by the way, I'm not uneducated. I'm informally educated, but I've self-educated myself. I've done a lot of work on myself. I know a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. I know how the human body works. I know how we create a reality. I know how that butterfly flying by me right now is not a mistake. And it's to keep me calm, to show me that there's beauty in the world, and that it's there to have hope of something better. We control how we view the world. And me maintaining control of that view is the only reason why I'm alive today. At times I thought people were helping me. At times I thought everyone was out to get me. And at times I thought I was all alone. And I could tell when nobody was watching me. I could tell for sure right away. The moment nobody was actually looking at me or watching me, I knew for sure that I was all alone. Nobody was watching me, and this is a time where they're gonna come and get me, or I just knew that nobody was watching me. I could feel it. It was a very distinct feeling that I remember having last summer, and that feeling, I finally got somewhere where it was quiet, and it was so quiet. It was scary to not have all the sounds and all the things that were going on around me for the last 13 months, just being quiet and in the dark. It was deafening. I couldn't handle it. It was deafening. So quiet, it was deafening. This has been like a really rough 13 months. And they've blocked it so nobody can call my phone. I've had lawyers try and call me, and they say, then they'll tell me, then I'll hear that they can't get a hold of me because my phone isn't accepting any new calls. My parents can't get a hold of me. Nobody can get a hold of me. They've blocked it, so I have to get a new phone number. I don't know who. I can only think of a few different agencies that could do that. Or maybe one agency in Canada could really do that. I don't think the police can do that. And I know that there've been a lot of people playing. It was like I was getting hazed at points in the summer. Like, seriously. With the, like, stomping of the right foot at me, and it was awful. Like, I can't believe I'm alive still. But I am. And I'm not going to stop fighting for this. I'm not going to give up. My dog died because of this. I'm not giving up for him. For everything I've given up now, everything I went to was for nothing. And I know too much about what's happening in this city and in this country now to just shut up and not say anything. And I'm gonna keep posting videos, and I'm gonna keep pushing through. If I have to do it by myself, I'll just do it all by myself. And if I have to do it, I hope I don't have to do it by myself, but if I have to, I will. And I believe that there is support out there, and I believe that people know what was going on and have witnessed to this and knew enough about what was happening to have been able to have stopped it. And eventually somebody is going to come forward and say, I can't take this shit anymore, and I'm coming clean. And they're gonna cut this video here because I swore, and I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete that last bit.